we're going to go ahead and take him, and we'll get started from there. You would like to make an opening? By the way, congratulations.
Well, thanks.
We'll let you make an opening statement.
What a game. It was, Oklahoma State's a really good team. Just all the drama that you don't want as a coach in the fourth quarter. We had a lot of adversity. I thought our team handled the adversity very well. Unfortunately, we made the plays you need to make to win it at the end. And very, very proud of our football team. I wanted that trophy really bad. And I wanted it bad for them. And just a lot of things happened in that game. They played very, very good defense as we played good defense. And, the scoring, a lot of people thought it might have been in the 40s and that type of thing. But I think you give credit to the defenses, first of all. And then we just battled offensively. We were having trouble all day of consistency of execution. And just kept battling at the very end. We made some plays at that last drive when we took the lead on offense, and DGB caught that one, I think about the 10-yard line or 15, wherever that was, and then Henry Josley, what a day he had, and he put it in the end zone. And then the drama at the very end, Michael Sam, knocking the ball out, and Shane Ray, taking it all for touchdown. So those two back-to-back drives were, just. It's you never give up. You keep battling, fighting, and persevering.
Okay, we got a question in the far left corner, all the way towards the back. Put your hand up so Coach can see you. Thank you.
Gary, Bill Pollock from Missouri Net. I'll fall on the sword here and get this question out of the way. Matty Mock takes the team down the field and scores, and the team kind of struggled after that. Can you just talk about the decision and the process that the thinking went through of just leaving them in for one series?
Yeah, then we brought them in the second half, and that was our thoughts to do it that way. And I thought James kept his composure. There were you look at the quarterback and you can point at him, but there were there's blocking, there's protection, there's routes, there's all those other things that most people probably can't see all the time, and we know exactly why things break down. And so I thought he came back and did well. I thought Matty certainly did well, especially the first time he went. The second time, they put a lot of pressure on us, and we struggled a little bit. But that was our thinking.
Got a question on the right.
J.D. Moore, Sirius XM. A big emotional game for James Franklin as a senior, his final game as a Tiger. What can you tell us about your senior class that kind of made them any different to you in your eyes than any other previous classes?
Well, I think every class is different, and I've been very fortunate in this business to be around a lot of special players and special kids, and I can since I've been here, we've had a lot of great classes. This one's significant because last year, was we made the transition to the SEC, and we had all these injuries, and we didn't have a very good year. And these guys came out when they came back in January. They just kind of reset the standards for who we are and what we're about, and it's just not about winning. I remember meeting with the seniors, and it's just not about going to a bowl game. They say we got to get back to the attitude of we got to compete for championships around here, and this is what they're telling me in January and February in my office. And so we went about that, and goal setting, and certainly and more emphasis with our team on those things, and it's. We stayed very healthy this year, but certainly the senior class, I'll always remember them for getting Mizzou back to its winning ways.
Question on the outside left, and then we'll come up to inside.
Gary, Will Palachik, KTGR Radio, Columbia. Looking at the way that you've said in the past, you kind of agonized over these night games because of seeing all the mistakes that happen, obviously not having any games today. How is this day different for you and your players, and specifically elaborate on your emotions of the final moments where the game obviously took a helter-skelter turn?
Well, the days was just different. I mean, you just kind of. I have my family's there. All my grandkids. I have 6 grandkids, one on the way, and so I got a chance to play with them a little bit. I kind of like want to be by myself anyway, and I didn't get to, have all the pain and agony of watching football all day. Although I kind of missed it. I guess it's one of those things. When you get that Gatorade poured on your head, that shocked my system, but it's always great when that happens because that means your football team has done a lot of significant things. I'm just It's all about our team and our players. It's about all the support people. It's about the influence that this has on the University of Missouri. From a marketing standpoint, from a in terms of all the publicity we're getting and how it helps, and so it's our fans. It's all about everybody, and I'm just happy for everybody. And we'll get back in January and readjust and get going again.
Got a question on the aisle on the left side.
Coach, I know you've downplayed it. Todd Palmer, Kansas City Star. I know you've downplayed it a little bit at times this season, but the seniors this week talked about how getting you that 102nd win, especially in this setting, was a big deal. Can you just, getting to that milestone, becoming the all-time winningest coach in the Cotton Bowl like this, what does this mean for you and this team?
Well, it's very nice of them. I had a bunch of players come up to me on the field, and I said, this isn't about me. This is about a championship, how hard championships are. But there's a lot of people that had a lot to do with winning all those games. That goes all the way back to Toledo, and there's a lot of coaches and administrators and players and academic support people and trainers, and all part. Winning isn't about me. And Don Farrow, to be even mentioned with his name and who he is and his and the things he stood for. I'm honored. I kind of show my hand a little bit. I did that in the last 3 or 4 years, and I still do it today. That I like being at Missouri, and I want to continue to build the program. We got great challenges ahead of us in this league. It's a gauntlet schedule, but I'm very honored, to be the winningest coach in Missouri history, and I thank all those people that were a part of that.
We've got a question on the middle, about halfway back. There you go.
David Morrison, Columbia Daily Tribune. Gary, the play that Michael made there with 55 seconds to go. I mean, how does that kind of encapsulate the season, that he's had for you guys? Just everything he's done for you this year.
First team All-American, makes an All-American play, and Shane Ray picks it up, and the first thing I start screaming, I didn't want him to pick it up and bobble it, and they get the ball back. So I was mad for about 2 yards after he picked it up and started running with it. Then I reevaluated myself and thought it was a good idea what he did. But I didn't know Michael. I didn't know Michael was the one that knocked it out until I got in the locker room. A couple players told me, and I just Michael and I have a regular relationship, and it's fitting. You get in games like that. I hope that the Cotton Bowl liked that game. I think it was probably a great game to watch on TV, but it's a battle. When you win them, it's great, and when you win them and you lose them, it just tears your guts out as a competitor. And so I feel very fortunate that against a real good football team, we won that game.
Okay, we got a question on the aisle, and then we'll come up to the front.
Pete Scantlebury, PowerMizzou.com, over here. Gary, just for clarification, the decision to bring Maddie in the second half, that was a pregame decision?
Yeah, that was pregame. That was done in our Thursday staff meeting, which was Wednesday.
Gotcha. And just to follow up, with James's career kind of up and down, especially with the year he had last year, what gave you the faith in him to know he was going to come through in the clutch there with that long pass to Dorio?
He's won a lot of clutch games. You go back to his sophomore year, you can go back to a couple of last year and now this year. Hi, guys. How you doing, man? Yeah, that's good. No, that's fine. That's fine. But I just, I think you generally go with experience. I think Maddie, one thing about Maddie is, it's very obvious that we have a really good young player there. He's going to be a heck of a football player. So we thought it was really good to get him in that game. He's going to compete. Is he going to be starting next year? I don't know. He certainly has a good chance, but it's all based on competition. But we thought it would be good to get him in, and I thought he went and did a good job.
We're going to pause for just a second here and do something. So we've been joined by our two student athletes, Henry Josie and Andrew Wilson. Tommy Bain is here, and Tommy, come on up. I want you to make a presentation. The recipient of the Sanford Trophy as the outstanding offensive player is Henry Josie of Missouri, 5'10" tailback from Angleton, Texas. Congratulations.
Awesome.
Thank you.
See, look at the fans out there. Look at them. They're clapping out there. Soundproof booth over there. So it's awesome.
And the recipient of the McKnight Trophy as the outstanding defensive player is Andrew Wilson of Missouri.
Did you get this?
And just in case anybody
They're
didn't know,
clapping right
I
there,
think you
too,
were
so.
MVP the last time you played in the Bowl. Is that correct? Yeah, so
Yeah,
congratulations.
that's what he does. So, anyway, just want to talk to those guys now. Is that good?
No, I don't know. What are we going to do? Coach? Okay, we're going to do just the players for a couple minutes, and then we'll split off. We've got a question on the front right here on the second row. Put your hand up. There we go.
For the coach.
Well, that's fine.
Okay.
Ask the coach.
Hey, Gary, considering the history of your program, how much of a kick did you get out of the referee readjusting the third down call when he originally called it a second down?
I thought it was great. I thought, you know what, the beauty of instant replay and the beauty of being able to go back and stop and analyze those things, how it's different now. And I think I referred to the Cotton Bowl. I think there was a history of the Cotton Bowl that a game was won or lost, and they thought a guy was in bounds, wasn't in bounds by a team. I think it was Oklahoma or somebody. We had a few of those today, and fortunately we got some good ones on our side, and certainly the down distance one was kind of, I didn't know where that came from, so I'm glad they figured that out. I didn't want to be a part of that, so I didn't want to call Bob Stahl after this. Somebody.
Okay,
Who's
now
a very good friend of mine.
Now we're going to do this strictly for our student athletes now, okay? Just for a couple of minutes, we give the student athletes a question. Is your question for the student athlete? No, in the back.
No, for Coach.
No, well, then you'll have to pass the microphone. Who's got a student athlete question? On the front, right here, okay.
Henry, what does it say after everything you've been through that you can sit up there? You've got most outstanding offensive player.
I have the best support ever. I have so many people that have been behind me and pushing me, and like I tell everybody, it's never me. I mean, you gotta have faith. I have faith in God, and then I have so many people that have just been taking me to the next level. These guys believe in me, even when I doubted myself, even when everybody was just doubting that I would come back again. And that was just that's the main thing of my success, is just having the right support.
Okay, we got a question on the aisle, and then we'll go to the outside, and then I want to come to the front.
Todd Palmer, Kansas City Star. Andrew, I got a question for you and for Coney. Andrew, what does it mean to pass your father? Get to, I think you're actually 10th all time in tackles in Missouri history now. Kind of go out in style a little bit like that.
Yeah, it's a good feeling. Finishing this last one with the win too, it means a lot more. And I just want to say that anybody on the defense could have got this trophy tonight. I mean, I just guess I got the luck of the draw because everybody played great.
And Coney, you said you didn't want to talk about it while the season was still going on. Have you made a decision about your future?
Yeah, I have. Well, I love my teammates. I love my coaches. I've grown from a boy to a man here. I feel like it is time for me to go on to the next level. I love everything about Mizzou, man. It wouldn't be possible without God and without my family here at Mizzou, and my father and my sister. So, yeah, I decided to go ahead and make myself known to go into the NFL.
We're going to come up here to the front, and we'll take this question. We'll move over to the side.
Brendan Chapman from ESPN.com. This is for the players. Basically, best answer wins. Number one, did you watch the Sugar Bowl? And number two, how did that outcome kind of affect you guys? Did it make you feel like you needed to kind of represent your conference a little bit better today?
Yes, that's something real big. I mean, representing the SEC, and the SEC is such a powerful conference, and that's the conference that everybody looks to, and that's where all the attention is. So coming into this game, that was in the back of our minds. We can't say that was the main thing we were focused on, but it was always in the back of our mind that we have to hold up the rep for the SEC.
Question in the middle.
Andrew, Coney, whoever feels better with it. Again, Jacob Ogage, the Mandarin newspaper in Columbia. What did you guys see, and what was your vantage point on that final scoop and score fumble?
I was dropping in coverage, and I saw Mike come around. I think it was Mike come around the corner and hit him, and Shane picked it up. I just started screaming, and I chased Shane all the way to the end zone, which was not smart because I was dead tired after that. But that was an awesome play.
It's nothing new to me. We practice this day in, day out. Because our coaches, we have to practice this. But I mean, it paid off in the game. It wasn't surprised that Mike Sam got that sack fumble. He does it every day in practice. He does it in the game. And, Shane Ray finally got him a touchdown. So, welcome to the club, bro.
Mike Sam kind of showed up 55 seconds left in the game. you had 2 first-half sacks that were huge in terms of field position and swinging the game around. Can you just talk about the impact you made early?
Well, I don't never want to just point myself out. It's more so a team effort, and like without my teammates, pass rushers, the people that's covering, my sacks wouldn't have came. So first and foremost, I want to give it out, thanks to my teammates. Secondly, it was just good effort, because that's what we preach in practice. Is just good effort by me, just coming off the ball really hard and just trying to get upfield and get to the ball.
Got a question on the outside right.
Yeah, Austin Kim, KMIZ out of Columbia, Missouri. Coney, what does it mean to you to end, your Missouri career with you declaring? What does it mean to you to end it with the Cotton Bowl win? And also, did you kind of come into this game with a little extra motive? I'm assuming that this was a premeditated decision before the game.
I mean, no, not really. I treat it like everyday situation. I don't think about, the future. I think about the moment. And what was most important, just me celebrating a victory today with my teammates, and that's what we did. Afterwards, I felt really good because it sent the seniors out with a win because, a lot of the criticism from last year, and it's all paying off. The seniors brought us and led us here, and everybody stepped up and, was on board 110%.
Okay. We got a question on the middle left, in the center, whatever it is. Yeah.
David Morrison, Columbia Daily Tribune. Henry, you also hi Henry. You also said that you hadn't thought about the draft or that decision was going to be in your future. Had you made your mind up too, or is that still a process for you?
It's still a process. I mean, there's people I have to talk to, and first of all, I have to talk to my grandma. She wasn't able to be here today because of the flu, and I mean, that game is just I put a lot on my back, and so it's something I'll talk about with her and also talk about with my coach, and that's where I'll go from there.
Okay, we're going to take this last question. You've been waiting, and then we're going to let the student athletes go.
Pete Scanlon, Power Mizzou. Henry, this is for you again. You came in the same recruiting class with James Franklin, obviously. Ever any doubt in your mind or the offensive mind that he was going to come through in the clutch there with that last throw to Doriel that set up your touchdown?
You never doubt James. It's the main thing I try to do is just keep him calm, and I tell him I got his back. So just with everything that happened with the fumbles and everything, I just let it go because I got your back. And then, of course, he's going to make a big play. He's done it this whole year. I mean, even when I wasn't playing as well as I wanted to, he stepped up and made big plays. And Doriel always makes big plays. We have so many playmakers, so there's just not one guy you can always count on. You can count on each one of us.
Okay, gentlemen, we're going to let you go and keep the coach for a minute or 2 questions, then we'll let the coach go. So, guys, you can pick up don't take the trophies, though. We're going to give you a good one in a couple of weeks. That's just the mock-up. Congratulations to you. Now, we'll take coach's questions, just a couple of questions, one on the outside left, and then we'll go back behind. Go ahead, ask your question.
Coach Mike Taylor with the Conroe Courier. How do you feel about the recruiting pipeline that you've created into Texas, and especially guys like Henry Josie and James Franklin, Michael Sam, who helped you win this game tonight?
Yeah, Texas has been very, very important to us, and that was a calculated decision that we made based on trying to get Missouri obviously is the most important, but to get a populous state outside of Missouri, where are we going to go? We're going to go to Florida. Are we going to go to Georgia? We're going to go to, into Chicago, all the way up in the Big Ten country. We're going to go there. But Texas is where we thought we would, because the high school football is obviously great football, and there's a lot of great numbers there. So, it's been very, very good to us for years and years and years. I think we had 32 players on our team this year. I think we've been maxed out at like 36, 38. We've adjusted a little bit because we are certainly going to stay in Texas, especially Houston, all the way up straight through up to Dallas and East Texas and so on. But we're also now we're adjusting a little bit because we can get into Georgia a little bit and Tennessee and Florida a little bit. So, but it's been very, very important to us. I give you a list of names of players that are playing in the NFL right now that came and played for us at Mizzou and helped us win.
Okay, next to the last question.
Gary Jemrick from KOMU in Columbia.
My Jim.
Gary, did you realize the game lasted more than 4 hours? And secondly, should games last that long? And I guess the third part would be, was it disruptive, the length of the game?
I had no idea. Man, you're out there. You're so focused. It might could last 6 or 2. I didn't know. As long as you win, I don't care how long they go. So, it's You know, a lot of the timeouts went a little bit longer, I think, but you know, I think it was obviously good for Mizzou. It was good for the SEC, and it was you know, good for the University of Missouri, and that's all good.
Okay, this is going to be the final question for Coach in here on the platform. Put your hand up so that you can see it.
Ashley Colley, KMU in Columbia, Missouri. What does it mean to you? You've seen Henry Josie. You gave him your first ever game ball. He came and brought you back from Texas A&M. He scores in this game. What does it mean to you guys to just see him persevere and bring your team back multiple times?
You know, we've talked about this so much. It's just he's just a remarkable kid. I mean, he's special, and that's what you see on the field. But the reason he's special, he's got great ability. He's got great athleticism. He's tough. He's strong, and all those other things. But his heart is, you know, you can't measure how big his heart is, and his determination and his perseverance. I mean, once he overcame that injury, I mean, you know, you know, you grow from those things, and he's no different now. He's just remarkably, he's just a good or maybe a better player now. He's a little stronger player even than before he had the injury.
Okay, Coach, thank you very much,
Thank you all.
and
Appreciate it.
congratulations.
Thank you.